If you're fed up with a really slow PC, then carry on watching and I'll see if I can give you a few tips that might just make it a little bit faster. The biggest problem that we find these days is that slightly older devices don't have enough memory. I'm only talking 2 or 3 years ago when 4 gig was a perfectly acceptable amount of memory. As Windows in particular has got hungrier and hungrier for processing power, 4 gigabytes just isn't enough these days, and we recommend a minimum of 8. So if you're still running with 4 gigabytes, that's going to be one of your problems. The second thing to look at is in recent years, there's been a move from old style mechanical hard drives to new solid state or SSD hard drives. And typically these are about 10 times faster than the old drives and much more suitable for the needs of today's processing. So those are sort of the hardware component level elements of your computer, but that's not always what's making a computer run slowly. Sometimes it's the software, and the biggest culprit in software is a plugin in a browser that potentially you didn't even know anything about. So some of the security plugins in Google Chrome, for example, can really slow things down. So another step to take would be to just have a look at all of the plugins in your browsers and remove them one by one and see if that affects the performance of your PC. There are a couple of other elements. I mentioned security products, and if you run 2 security products, they can often fight against each other for processing power, and all that happens is your PC slows right down and eventually becomes unusable. So if you are running more than one security product, that's another place to look. And the final thing to look at is just to make sure that you're not actually pushing your PC beyond the storage capacity it came with. Because if you get up into 90+% of hard disk storage, it's really going to slow it down as it has to look harder and harder for new places to store the information as it carries out the day-to-day processing. So there you go, there's a few tips. There are more things that can be done, and if you want a bit of help, just give me a call.